I've got another PBR tap handle for you, but on top of this one, if you do want me to show you any particular tap handles, if there's anything you're wondering about, just drop me a message, leave a comment, because I do want to make sure that I have ones featured that people are trying to find out about, especially because the holidays are coming up. I know a lot of people do things with the tap handles, gifts and stuff like that. So if there is something that you're trying to find out about, let me know. Also, on top of that, I mentioned a list. It is still coming. And with this one is a vintage PBR tap handle. This is actually, I should correct myself, this is a vintage Pabst tap handle because this one is Pabst Special Dark Beer. So rather than it being a PBR specifically, it is a Pabst beer, and the beer is Special Dark Beer. And I mentioned before that this is something that you'll want to look out for the Pabst tap handles, is you'll want to look out for that logo. And they do have that on the Pabst ones, PBR, as well as some of the Andeker ones. Sometimes that'll change up, so it won't be on all of them. But especially with the vintage ones, that you'll see that one a lot. You'll see that logo and you'll see that little image element there. And it does have this on both sides. One thing that I like about this one is that this is actually like a metal plate that you'll see it's kind of riveted in there or tacked into the wood. So it does make it fairly notable and a little bit unusual for the tap handles, because of the fact that a lot of times with the tap handle, you'll just have a sticker element or some odd that. But with some of the older ones, they would actually do the metal plates like that. And it's a really, really cool touch. Also, on top of that, this is a slightly different shape for a tap handle. It's kind of nice that it's a little bit wider like that, rounded off on the bottom, but it's not a shape that's commonly used. Also, on top of that, with the production for this, if you were turning the wood, then you turn this bottom section and you'd possibly turn the top section too. And then this you would either cut off, you'd probably turn the top section fully and then cut this off afterwards. So it's kind of interesting how they did that there. Nothing notable on the top. And then down here on the bottom, this is something I do like to call out whenever you see them, is this is the ferrule. This is the metal attachment, but it's worth noting that this is something that wouldn't be easy to replace with an identical one if this one is lost. So if you are picking these up, then it's always good to try and make sure that you have it there. With, at least for me, with a lot of the vintage ones, a lot of the older ones at this age, a lot of them are going to be fairly complete, fairly intact, but you do always want to check out for items like that.